This is Dakota News Now Sports.
With an expanded field and new format for the State A baseball tournament comes the new Super Regional format, and today 7 teams will complete the field for next week's tournament as they wrap up their best-of-3 game series throughout South Dakota. Now, the only road team to win the first game was the 10th-seeded Roosevelt Rough Riders at Brookings last night. They went for the sweep today in Game 2 at Bob Sheldon Field. First inning, Brookings in trouble until Austin Clark wheels around and picks the runner off of second base. The Bobcats would escape the inning. They were not so lucky, though, in the third with the bases loaded. Austin Hilbrands chops one off the plate. Throw is going to be low and skip away from the first baseman. All 3 runs come around to score. It's part of a 4-run inning. Gives Roosevelt a 4-0 lead. Brookings looking to respond in their half of the inning. Shallow fly into center field. Look at Jackson Greven. Good dive to make the spectacular grab and rob the Bobcats of potentially some runs. In the 4th inning, Noah Verdun lines one down the line and left. That's an RBI double to make it 5-0. That proved to be the play of the ball game because Roosevelt would hang on to win 5-4. That ended up being the game-winning hit. The Riders head into state as they sweep the series. In Sioux Falls, the 2nd-seeded Lincoln Patriots looking to finish off a sweep of Huron after a convincing win last night, and they get off to a fast start in the second. Ryan Hirsch lining one up and over the shortstop. 2 runs come around to score, and it was 3-0. To the Tigers' credit, they kept it right there until the 5th inning. Bases loaded for Cooper Perry. He also chops one off the plate. Huron coming home. Can't quite corral the throw. Another run will come in to score, and it was 5-0, and the floodgates would open from there. Hirsch up again, and he perfectly places this one fair inside the line. That goes an RBI double, and it helps Lincoln pull away and advance 14-0 the final. Right across the way, O'Gorman and Jefferson continuing their series after the Knights won a tight 3-0 game last night. This one not so much. It was only 2-0 going to the 2nd inning when O'Gorman gets on a run. Hunter Denboer the other way for an RBI single. Then they call up the double steal. They get the steal at second base here. Not quite a steal at home for DeBoer, though, because ends up being an error. And then Jake Wheeler, who was the starting pitcher who threw a gem last night, comes up with an RBI single here. Big inning, helps them open it up. And O'Gorman wins this one 11-0. They get the sweep as well. In Brandon, the Lynx trying to head to state. They had a tough time, though, with Mitchell last night in a close 3-1 win. And this game was just as good. Bases loaded for the Colonels, and the batter gets plunked. However, after an umpire review, Mitchell is awarded home plate, and it was 1-0. Brandon Valley would even the score, however, with Mitchell when the first baseman will drop this high pop-up on the infield. Sunny day, and just couldn't quite get a handle on it. We're all knotted up at 1 apiece. Jackson Adams then digs deep and hits a bloop single into center field. That'll break the 1-1 tie. 2-1 Brandon Valley, and they would hang on to win this game by a run. The final score 4-3. They get the sweep, and they will head to Sioux Falls next week. Let's take a look at some other results from the Super Regionals. No surprises here. Harrisburg, the top seed, they finish off a sweep of Washington, 13-0, and Rapid City Stevens takes care of Central, sending both of them to state. And in the only other upset of the tournament, Yankton. This is the only series that went to the distance. All 3 games, they win twice today at Pierre and stun the 6th-seeded Governors to clinch their spot at state, which will run next Friday through Saturday at the Birdcage.